Hi guys, Gruttz here, and we are back on the DozaCraft server. And today we're going to get started on the PLF. That's right, the Pig Liberation Front. I'm going to start working something out for headquarters. I'm just getting myself a little bit regened here. There's Connor spying on us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find myself a new way up to the surface. I've been decorating this out in a little bit. So I'm going to scout the area out, see what Connor's after, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and I'm in a secret location. Well, it's probably not really much of a secret, but I'm in a location. And this is where I'm going to do this build. Now, I don't know if you can tell by looking at it what it's going to be, but we are down here on Y46, and the land up there is on about 76, so about 30 blocks. That cobblestone at the top there, that's just where the land starts, 2 blocks above it. And that's where I need to be there. So what we're going to do, if you kind of tell with all these pistons, is we're going to attempt to do a piston elevator. Now, until today I've never really tried doing these before, but I spent a bit of time on creative, came up with a design that I'm really happy with, and from what I've seen, it might actually be one of the smallest designs around. So the idea is, actually I don't really think I need to show building this, because I'm pretty sure everyone's seen these type of things being built, where you just do a tower like that all the way up, and then you start the wiring, and yeah, it's going to have these on the sides here. So you'll just walk into this bit. Now, usually the player sort of gets himself here, adjusts, centers himself, then whoop, doesn't do that, but presses a button or something, then off they go. What I want to attempt here, and I don't know if it's going to work, but I want something where I can come running in, and even if I run like that, it's going to automatically center us and then send us up. Now, this is a big ask because of server lag spikes. I have done this on single player and it worked out really well. So if I can get it to work on here, I will be really chuffed. So, before I do anything else, I'm going to build this tower all the way up to where I need it. So, we've made it up the top, as you can see, just like an alternating pattern all the way up here. What I haven't done is I haven't brought any furnaces. You want some type of block that cannot be moved by pistons at the top here, just to stop anything breaking. On this design I'm going to use furnaces just because it's the better match for what's around it. You could use obsidian or something like that. So, now I've got to get back down. Actually, another thing I'd like this to do is I'd like it to automatically push us off. So I'll be wanting a couple of pistons like that as well. And I'll have like a transparent block on there, more than likely glowstone. So by the time you come up, they'll extend and push onto here. That way you don't fall back down when the pistons retract. Yeah, shut up. Right. dropped off there and then thought to myself, oh, am I wearing my feather falling boots? But luckily I am. New, I'm making us nervous. Now it's time to start wiring up the up part of this elevator. And this again is another sort of repeating pattern. So I'll do the first sort of bits here. You're going to want something like this, and what you're going to be doing is making a torch tower which runs like that, and then you're going to go sort of all the way up with this. And this is going to start pushing the pistons out like so. Now to get them to actually extend up once they're out, you're going to run blocks all the way up this part, and you will actually put dust like so. So now when you go around the front, you see they're fully extended like that. And to turn them all off, you would just go on the bottom one there. That's where you would put the input. So as you can see, that goes all the way up the top there. So if I get under here and take this out, you should notice that all the pistons all the way up now extend, which is exactly what we want. So that's good. I'll just bring them back down again. Now, for ease of building, I want these both at the same starting height here. But as you'll notice, the pistons are actually offset, like so. So when you power that block there, which is at the same height as these, this isn't going to quite work out. So if I show you what I mean, for a start, that does absolutely nothing because there isn't any piston at that height. But I do want it to start at the same height. So you see, it completely bypasses. So if I just do another one of these, you notice that will push it. But again, we are going to have this here, and this block will need to be powered. So to power that one, we're going to actually get it this way. So the torch here is going to power that, which will then power that there. So if I take this out, there we go. So that's the change to the pattern. So instead of having two blocks, we're going to be doing this sort of checkerboard design going all the way up. Alright, so up the top on this side now. Now, the only difference I want here is I do want these to be operated by it as well. So we're going to carry on the torch tower until it's where we want it to be. Now, what you'll see there is the reason why you would have seen us sort of placing a block, knocking it out and then putting in a, placing a block, placing a redstone torch, knocking it out and putting it back. Because of the way I'm building it, it was making it do like a one tick pulse, and it would have left the pistons out and they would have all needed replacing. So you have to do that if you build it this way. Right, let's have a think about this. So I'm going to want these unpowered, so instead of having that one there, I'll have it on here, and then we'll just put a block on top of that. So as it goes up the chain, it'll finally get up here and push out as well. The other thing we don't need is we don't need this bit of dust here, because we don't really need this piston to extend up, so we can just get that back or chuck it down a hole. Quick bite to eat. So that is basically the wiring early for these two sides. Ooh, dust. Have that back. So that is everything you need to make just an upwards travelling elevator. I think what I'll do is I'll quickly just throw a button somewhere on this, probably down there, just so I can test it. Do I have any buttons? Is that where I said I was going to put the button? Yeah. So we're going to have a button up on there. Button. No. Right. Actually, I made one out of wood, just so I can see it better. And to get these to work, you need to wire these two together. So I might as well do that right now. And what you want to do is on these two blocks here, you look at which piston you started with lowest, which is this side. And on that, you'll have dust. This is going to be your input block that you run that button to. So you want this side to fire first, and then just a tick later, you want the other side. So you just run that to there. So, if we go underneath here, this is not the wiring I'll be using under here, I'm just doing this temporary. I use that just to make sure that that line of dust points into this block. If I put dust here, it would divert it away from it, so I cannot do that. So if I put these here, like I say, this is just temporary, just to test it. That's that, and that. Right, so if I go and press this button now, or if I put the button on and then press it, it fires. And then let's see if we actually travel. Nope. What am I missing? Oh, yeah. I got pushed straight forward, so yeah, I wasn't going to travel anyway. So as it is at the minute, you have to make sure you're centered. And it didn't push us off. Skeletons, there's all sorts up there. I'll just put these here for now. It is going to give us some damage, but just for testing purposes, we'll do it. So you make yourself centered, press the button, and it pushes you off. Alright, that's much better. as you can see, I've got the glowstone in and I've got my furnaces in. I like to put them in backwards. Looks a little bit better. And I've roofed this lot off now. So that is the up mechanism working. Every so often when there's a lag spike on the server, it stops. But I would say 99% of the time this is quite reliable. And this is actually quite good because this server that I play on, DozaCraft server, is actually hosted in America. And as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm from England, so if there's any lag, I'm going to get it the worst, really. And it's not too bad. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I take that little hit there, like happened there. And other times, it's about halfway up. I'll get stuck in the pistons and drop back down. I'm trying to see if I can make it happen. I've just got to make sure I don't kill myself dropping backwards and forwards on this. Let's see if I can make it happen. It's just not going to happen, is it? Try here. I'm not quite centered. Nah, you'll just have to take my word for it. I think what we have to do next is work on the downwards mechanism, because I'm going to kill myself just dropping off here. This here, if you didn't want to travel down in the elevator, if you wanted to put a water drop at the bottom, which would be very easy to do, you just take that block off, put a water source there, drop down this side, good to go. But where's the fun in that? So we're going to try to build a downwards mechanism, and like the up mechanism, this is a repeating pattern. And what it is basically is this going all the way up, and then it'll have repeaters here and then dust here. And like I say, that is going to go the whole way up. And when you put that there, that cuts this off, and that is ready for the next section of the pattern, which I might as well do right now. So the next bit of the pattern is, this whole thing is going to be like a big checkerboard. And it's going to be here, not here. Ignore this one. Yeah, so it's going to be like a big checkerboard going all the way up, but bigger than this one, because it's actually going to be out here as well. So if I just put these in just to show what I mean. Ignore that one, that's just me putting bricks any old place. Right, that pattern there. Yeah, you see that there? So you can have the dust with the repeater, dust, and the next line will cut it. When you get to the very top, you'll have to put a block just to make sure that cuts so it points at this block. Then what you do from this side is you'll get a repeater here, not on 3 ticks, on 2 ticks. Then you'll have one there on 2 ticks, and then on the outsides you're going to have dust like so. So what will happen is that'll have dust, and say that was your input block from a button on the top. That would power. 2 ticks later that'll power, which will power this bit of dust, which will send it through this repeater, through the block, power that bit of dust. And it's just a way of making the signal travel down, but having a couple of ticks in between for lowering the pistons. Alright, we're up. Seemed to take a while, but yeah, we got there. So that's the pattern all the way down. This here, this is where input block doesn't really need that dust on the top, really. Well, it'll depend on how I wire this. Actually, can I do a quick button here? Let's see if I can just knock through here. Yeah. So if I run this wire here, and if I put a button there, it'll get damaged, so I better lift this up one to there. And do I have anything to make a button out of? No. But I do have my Silk Touch pick. So there we go. One button coming right up. So if we put that there, actually let's put it here and press it. Perfect. So there we're all up, and like I say, just press that, step on here. So getting down, that's nice and easy. You know that one's going to work every time. I've been having a look around on the internet, like on YouTube, and I was looking at Mumbo Jumbo's design, and it is amazing how similar this has turned out in being. On his, he says it's the smallest piston elevator, but then I realised that this is actually one block smaller in dimensions. This is basically the wiring side of this from piston to back is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 by 4 on the wiring, and his is 6 by 4. So I'm really happy with that. We've managed to actually get it smaller than the one that's meant to be the smallest. Well, I think that's all we've got time for in this episode. It's running a bit long, so I'm going to leave it here for now. And then next episode we'll carry on and we will finish that elevator. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. See ya!